Introducing your premature baby to solids. Following an early delivery and time on the neonatal unit, getting home and establishing routines, weaning may seem like a daunting prospect, especially if your baby has been unwell or born very early. Weaning, or complementary feeding, is the exciting journey of introducing your baby to solids, from a few small spoons to family meals around 1 year of age. All babies reach a stage where breast milk or formula no longer meets their needs for growth and development, and this is where food comes in. Each baby is different, but generally for premature babies, we advise weaning from around the age of 4 months. That's 16 weeks corrected age. It may be slightly later. Most premature babies start feeding around 5 to 8 months actual age, but don't leave it too long or your baby may struggle to accept a wider range of textures and flavours. Look for these signs rather than just focusing on your baby's age. When your baby can support themselves in a seated position, you may need a rolled up towel around their back and sides. Hold their head in a stable position, show interest in you eating, can lean forward and open their mouth towards a spoon or food. Munches on non-food items, for example, toys or clothes, or their hands. Your baby does not need teeth to be a certain weight or to have lost their tongue thrust reflex, which we would advise for term babies to start weaning. Choose a quiet time of day when your baby is well, alert and not ravenously hungry. You may need to give a small amount of breast milk or formula first. Make sure your baby is well supported in a high chair or suitable seat. You may need a rolled up towel, and don't forget your bib. Sit opposite your baby and start with a small spoon of thin puree. Wipe a small amount onto your baby's bottom lip while smiling and encouraging them. Encourage your baby to lick it off whilst licking your own lip. Nobody eats something yourself. Remember, they'll learn from you. If they lick or suck the food off their bottom lip, and take a couple of spoons of puree, that's fantastic. But be prepared, they may grimace or cry. Reassure them and persevere over the next couple of days, but if they're really not interested or upset, then maybe leave it a week or so and try again. Needing more milk doesn't necessarily mean your baby is ready to start solids. It may just be that they're going for a growth spurt.
What foods to start with then? You don't necessarily need to make your baby a whole meal initially. You can start with one food and see how they get on with one taste per day. It's important to offer a variety of different tastes, but going for savoury options before sweet is what we would usually recommend. This is because it's more important to get your baby used to savoury bitter tastes, and it's thought that as they progress to family meals, savoury options are going to be much more nutritious than the sweet foods. Try to use as many homemade purees as possible to get your baby used to your family cooking and the variety of flavours that you use. Shop-bought purees and jars are available, however they are expensive and initially there may be a lot of wastage if your baby's only taking 1 to 2 baby spoons at a meal. Here is a guide giving you some ideas of foods that you might like to try. Initially, going for a savoury puree such as a vegetable puree, baby rice and fruit puree are ideal first foods for baby to taste. Here we have a smooth baby rice. This is mixed with either express breast milk or formula. And here is another first taste. We've got a pea puree. Parents often ask us about baby-led weaning. This may not always be suitable for ex-premature babies. Therefore, we recommend doing a variety of the smooth purees initially and some soft finger foods that your baby can try. So here we have some soft cooked carrot that baby can hold on to, that's nice and soft. And here we have some soft, well-cooked broccoli that baby can grip hold of. Some babies that were born early may struggle with lumpier textures from a spoon. It may be worth trialling soft mashed banana on a baby's plate that they can pick up and taste. This will help them to get used to the texture. It is very normal for babies to initially gag or cough with the lumpier texture. Please try not to worry, this will improve as they get used to trying this texture. Remember, it will be some time before your baby will drop a breast or a bottle feed. Milk will still be their main source of nutrition for some time yet. It's good to introduce your baby to a variety of flavours and textures. They don't necessarily need bland foods, but it's a good idea to get them used to a wide variety of different food groups as they progress through their weaning journey to allow them to get the right nutrients for their growth. Babies that are born prematurely will have low iron stores. It's therefore really important to introduce iron-rich foods early on during their weaning journey in the forms of foods such as meats, fish, eggs, lentils and fortified breakfast cereals. Your baby will naturally progress from single vegetables as a first food onto family lumpy meals at around 10 months to 12 months of age. You'll be starting off with one meal per day. After a few weeks, you can introduce that second sweet course, for example, natural yogurt to support their calorie requirements. After another few weeks, you can progress to 2 meals and then 3 meals. Be guided by your baby with this. Remember not to add any salt or sugar to your baby's meals. If you're using family meals, you can use the very low salt vegetable stock cubes to flavour meals. Gradually thicken your baby's purees, then you can start to introduce soft lumps over time. When comparing textures and progress, here we have a smooth baby pouch of pea puree. You'll notice that it's incredibly smooth consistency. When comparing this to homemade foods that you might have blended in your blender, you won't get that very, very smooth consistency, but it will be smooth enough and your baby will tolerate this texture. When progressing to the second stage of purees, these will be thicker and lumpier in texture. This is a homemade thickened puree, and this is a shop-bought pouch. You'll gradually then be thickening the purees further and introducing those lumps until you're managing to build up to family meals with a variety of different textures at around 10 to 12 months of age. Along with fruit and vegetables as finger foods, it's important to progress with the variety of finger foods that you give your baby. This helps them to develop their chewing skills, and also it helps their hand-eye coordination the more they practice with this. First finger foods, as we've previously discussed, such as soft vegetable sticks, are useful. In addition, we've got some soft bite dissolve wafer biscuits that are useful. As your baby progresses further with finger foods, you can start introducing some slightly more difficult textures for them to manage, including items such as rice cakes and harder finger foods from around 10 to 12 months of age. It's important to make sure that all of these finger foods are low in sugar and salt. Once your baby has been introduced to solids, you can start to introduce a small amount of water with meals. This will need to be in a free-flowing beaker or a cup. If your baby is formula fed, at around 12 months of age, they can change to full-fat cow's milk as their main milk source. It's important to know that this will be individual based on your baby's growth and nutritional needs, so always speak to your healthcare professional. Higher energy needs mean it's helpful to use small amounts of unsalted butter, margarine or olive oil, smooth pure nut butters, cream, full-fat milk, unsweetened yogurt, breast milk or formula in cooking or as part of the meal to add extra energy to each mouthful to aid weight gain and growth.
Don't delay the allergens. Evidence shows it's good to introduce foods such as milk, eggs, wheat, fish, smooth nut butters from around 6 months of age for allergy prevention. There are lots of resources out there to help you weaning your premature baby, especially this leaflet from Bliss, which is available online.
We hope you found these videos useful. Thank you very much.
And thank you to Bliss for their kind permission to use the images in this video.